Yo, this is Coach Euros, and I'm listening to Esskimo and the Get Rich Rapping podcast. Tune in.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Killer. I'm listening to Esskimo and the Get Rich Rapping podcast. What you know about getting rich from rapping, son?
What's poppin'? This is Chris Yup, and we listening to Esskimo and the Get Rich Rapping podcast, homeboy. Pull your socks up.
Esskimo of GetRichRapping.com. We are back for another podcast. This is episode 4. This one I really want to get into marketing and how it relates in music. Now, let me just start off by saying that a lot of people think marketing is something else. They think that it's like this completely different thing when they don't realise that they've been marketing their whole life. Now, I got hit up the other day. I put a status about marketing and branding, and one of these pure hip-hop is all about the art. Which I agree, hip-hop is an art and the best people should blow up, but unfortunately that's not how it works. And I give credit to not someone who's talented. You can be born talented, whatever, congratulations, you were born talented. I give credit to people who, regardless of talent, regardless of whatever situation they were born into, whatever they had from birth, go out and make something of themselves. I don't give someone credit just because they can be the best rapper in the world, but they sit on their ass and do nothing with their life. They're bums. They're a talented bum. Congratulations. But I had a guy hit me up and say some stuff about how marketing ruined music. Yes, you've got your Soulja Boys. Yeah, you've got your Riff Raffs. Yeah, your Little B's. Yeah, you've got your Young Thugs. People that, for a large part have a lot of criticism. Marketing is the same beast that put J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar in position. Marketing isn't some foolery or some disguise for anything. Yes, some people use it for bad reasons, but marketing is, if you go out today and you see a girl that you like, you change your stance, you lower your tone, you say some stuff in a slick way, you're a little bit more on point with what you're saying, you're a bit more protective about what you put out there when you talk to this girl. Congratulations, you are marketing. You have been marketing since the day of your birth. Marketing did not ruin any hip-hop. If it wasn't for marketing, then hip-hop would have stayed in the Bronx. People doing shows, people nowadays even sending tweets or Facebook statuses, being on the radio, doing interviews. Everything is marketing. Every contact you make to the world is marketing, whether you know how to do it or not. And that is why I insist that anybody in any field of anything, even if you're looking to get a job and you're not trying to start a business, learn marketing. In your job interviews, if you know marketing, you will get that job. If you are good at marketing, you will get that job. You'll get any job you want to in the world, because you will sit in that interview and you will know exactly how to go back and forth with the person who's interviewing you. You'll know how to put the best you across. Because to me, how I see marketing is knowing yourself, learning yourself and improving yourself to be the best you, and then finding the best way to communicate your best version of yourself. And marketing in itself is an art. I just think that when people downplay marketing or put a negative stigma on marketing, they're just a little bit mad that they haven't learned how to market themselves, or they're just mad they're not in position with what they want to do in life, so they want to just find another reason why other people are, it must be their marketing. No, they just worked really hard and they were marketing just like you're marketing every day. They were just doing it a little bit differently. They were more smart with it. They were more on point, and they marketed their positive attributes instead of marketing themselves as a whiny little bitch that wants to complain about everything. This tea though. So really, you've got to think about every conversation you're having with people, every status you're putting out, every update you're putting out. Like, let's say, for example, Meek Mill. Meek Mill, if it wasn't for Nicki Minaj right now, wouldn't really be getting a lot of attention. His music's not as good as it was. He's turning up on Twitter. He's being emotional on social media. He's doing some stupid stuff. And we've lost that kind of respect that we had for Meek, for being composed, on point, there to do the job. Just a generally sick artist, and he's downplayed his music now because he's seeming to be emotional. And like, if you look back in time, if you were, I wouldn't recommend anyone do it because it's a waste of time, but if you went back on Meek Mill's timeline, you can see the exact point that people stopped fucking with him. because he just started letting things get on top of him and his marketing fell to pieces. Now, there's not a lot I can say. He's in a far better position than me. He's making more money than me. So it's not a criticism. It's just an observation that can maybe help you listening to this realize that everything you put out into the world is going to change your situation some way or another, and that is marketing. So we always want to be putting the best out and just eliminating so much negativity out of our life as much as possible, so that we are never tempted to speak on it because we're not letting it exist in our lives. So really, as a base, before you even want to start marketing yourself, if you're the type of person that's going to get emotional, has got so much going on in their lives that they're not going to be able to help putting out bad and negative things, it's time to change your life. It's time to get rid of all those people that you think are friends. Listen, you do not want to be around people in your life that make you feel angry or make you feel upset or make you feel in any way negative about yourself. Life is too short. You are literally dying right now. I'm dying. Like, time is ticking. It is going to run out. We have the luxury in life of doing whatever we want to do. If we ever feel like we can't do what we want to do, it's just what we've been made to believe, because humans can do whatever they want to do. Everything is available for us to do it. So it's stuff like friends and being stuck in a negative mindset due to the way we were raised or the people that we're around. We feel like the people who feel like they've got a duty to stay in the hood, man, grow the hell up. Like, if you want all the bad stuff to stop happening, just take yourself out of the situation. If you're in a bad position with no money in one place where you're always going to get into trouble because you know people there, just go be in a bad situation in a better place, so you've got more opportunities and are able to keep a clearer mind to make the moves and take the levels of progression in your life. Listen, you do not owe anybody any kind of excuses, any justifications for dropping people out of your life. You live once. Be happy. Do whatever it takes to be happy. Fuck whatever sense of duty you feel like you have for anybody else. You can just, listen, you don't owe anybody any justifications. A real friend wants to see you do well. But that's just the base for marketing. Just be very wary about what you're putting out to the world every day, because there's people that I lose respect for every day. There's people that have spent with me. There are people that, have supported me, have been around, but just the stuff they put out every day is feeding into negative stuff and all that race bait stuff and just a bunch of foolishness. You cannot keep negative people around you and expect to keep that positive flow. It's just not going to happen. As much as you try with people, as many chances as you give them, if they're in a negative flow and you are positive, you are going to end up negative, because you've already given them the chances and the advice and the shoulder for being positive, and they've refused. So the only thing that can happen from there is you become them, the negativity, because you've already seen that they won't become you, the positive. So yeah, marketing. Before we go too off track with all that stuff, marketing. The idea is you want to bring people to you. You want to be on people's minds so that they're wondering, what's so-and-so doing right now? So they're typing your name into the search bar to see what you're up to. They're checking for you on Twitter. They're checking for you on Facebook because you're interesting. Now, the problem is a lot of people out there happy being boring. They just want to talk about what everyone's talking about. They just want to talk about what this person's saying, how this person's a fuckboy, or that my music is the best, or there's just some boring blanket statements to the world. They're not really speaking to anybody. They're just speaking. If you're just speaking and it's not to anybody, there's no purpose to your update. Like, I'll never post a status just because. If I'm posting a status, I have a reason, because I'm either trying to reach a particular type of person, or I'm trying to sell a product, or I'm just trying to motivate a certain type of person, you know what I mean? Like, I use social media as a tool. I'm not on here living my life. My life is not on social media. I spend most of my life on there, but my life is not social media. My life is everything but social media. I'm using social media as a tool. I just so happen to be on there so often because I work really hard and I really want what I'm going for in life, and social media is my way there. I'm not invested so much in it that I feel some kind of emotion because of anything I see on social media. because I just eliminate anything I see that's negative. And I think that's the approach you've got to take if you want to stay in a positive vibration, at least. Because you're better off having 100 people that really are locked into what you do than having 1,000 people that, you know, just haven't got a clue. So don't be afraid to downsize. Don't be afraid to polarize either, which is just shifting to one end of the scale and saying, listen, I'm just doing it for this group here. The rest can hate me as much as they want, because this group are going to know how much I appreciate them and how much I'm going to do for them. And they're going to be the people who support you, that put money in your pocket, all this thing, because you're doing things for them to help improve their lives. Whether that be through services or music or whatever it is you do. I think everyone just tries to please everybody. One of the first things you'll learn when you get into marketing is, look, you need to pick exactly who you're going at. A lot of people don't have a target audience. Like, they just, if you're throwing it out for everybody, like, nobody's going to feel like it's for them. If you're just making generic music, putting out in a generic way, nobody's going to say, oh, that's for me. They're just going to be like, that's some music. Just like that music there, that music there, that music there. Because you got to look around, man. Like, how many artists do you see? Oh my God, it's sickening how many there are. Because I know a lot of them are just, they don't know any better. They're just doing it because why? I don't know. Because they don't know. Do it for the people that dress like you, that talk like you, that walk like you, that act like you, that think like you. If you do it for them and the people who have visions like you and are on the same path and you could hang out with. Like, don't make music for people that you wouldn't like to hang out with. Does that make sense? Just don't make music for people that you don't like or that you wouldn't want to be around. So really lock into your target audience and focus specifically on them. Over time, you can start widening the scope and just evolving ever so slightly into different groups and just make it bigger that way, because all these people are going to be talking anyway. Because if you're doing your job and making them feel like their life's going to get better with you in it, they're going to tell friends. People are going to see them sharing your music all the time. And that's when people are going to start coming to you instead of you in everybody's inbox or on everybody's timeline. Like, please, desperately, please listen to my music. Even though they're not the words you're saying. That's what every rapper's doing online. Just, please pay attention to me. You know what I mean? It's the same with producers that are trying to sell beats. When I was trying to hit people up to buy my beats, it was difficult, man. And it was testing on my soul, because people, you know, if you're going out of your way and putting all your energy into getting people on your side and trying to convince people to be down with you, your soul is going to be destroyed. I swear to God. So what did I do? I thought, no, let me just put value into the world. And that's evolved from, I still make beats, I still sell beats, but that's nowhere near a focus of mine. You know, like, people gonna wait for beats. I'm not in any rush to be putting out any beats, because I'm so focused and invested in the people that I'm doing mentorships with the people that I'm doing promo for, with the people who are purchasing my ebooks, because that's the movement that I'm fully invested in. Now, all that is going to sell beats for me, because those people who mess with me for all the stuff that I'm putting out for free, all the value, that come to me and then buy different things, they're like, oh, you make beats too? Like, sometimes it's even a surprise. I'm a producer. But people are surprised when they find out I produced, because I'm so low key with it, because I'm so focused on my main vision that I'm using attraction marketing, not even on purpose. It's just happening with my beats, because I'm warranting attention for me and my brand with value instead of begging for attention to sell beats. And if you clock that, you'll clock the game. I'm going to wrap it up. This one might be a little bit shorter than the ones this far, but I think there's a lot of value in there, a lot of things that you can take away from it and really think about, resonate with, and ultimately just put yourself in a better position in life, because that's what this podcast is for, that's what the videos are for, that's what the blog posts are for. So enjoy your day, don't get mad, get motivated, don't make hits, make history. This is Esskimo Cold of GetRichRapping.com. Peace.
Yo, this is Demolition the Ghost Rider, and I'm kicking it the Esskimo Code and the Get Rich Rapping podcast.
It's Justice from Nobody Hip Hop, and you're listening to Esskimo and the GRR podcast.
What's good, y'all? This is Scumbag Key, and you're listening to Esskimo and the Get Rich Rapping podcast.